my happy readers! Welcome to Shed Time Stories with me, Issy. Are you ready to share a new story? Well, I have chosen a magical Christmas story to share. It's bursting with kindness and generosity. The title is The ELF B.I. and Santa Saved Grandma's Christmas Day. If you have this book at home, you can read along with me. The author, the person who has written this story, is Kirsty Louise Garbett. And the illustrator, the person who has drawn all the pictures, is Joshua Mitchell Taylor. Now, Belle the Elf and Santa have received a rather important letter asking for the ELF B.I.'s help. Their grandma has been poorly, but she's coming home for Christmas. The only thing is, there's no tree or any gifts. I wonder if the ELF B.I. can help. Shall we read and find out? Christmas time was here once more. The ELF B.I. were pleased. Mrs. Claus had brought their tree. Too small! Elves laughed and teased. Belle and Santa by the fire enjoyed a warm mince pie. Agent elves checked all was well through screens that helped them spy. Santa looked into the flames. Then from the fire's heart something sparkled, clear and bright, as flames began to part. Belle the Elf and Santa Claus, the ELF B.I. office, North Pole, XN4 5HQ. Mail appeared as Santa gasped, "It's late. I wonder why." Then, as he read the words out loud, a tear fell from his eye. Dear Belle the Elf and Santa Claus, my grandma has been ill. Kind people took good care of her. She fought with all her will. On Christmas Eve, we'll take her home with little time to spare. No Christmas tree with gifts beneath. Poor Grandma's house is bare. Please find attached my Christmas wish. Gifts Grandma will adore. For saving Grandma's Christmas Day, there's nothing I'd like more. The ELF B.I. and Mrs. Claus were first to pledge their tree, with fingers crossed for many more, once friends had heard their plea. Around the world, elves spread the word. Through screens they called each friend. With Christmas Day not far away, how will this story end? They travelled first to Germany, where festive markets gleamed. Wooden gifts and cookies too, like nothing Belle had dreamed. Guten Tag, said one and all. Hello, Belle sang with glee. Their friend then gave them lots of gifts and trinkets for the tree. When hearing of this Christmas wish, so moved they all had been, that every stall had pledged a gift, each gift fit for a queen. Dancing, laughing, full of cheer, they quite forgot the time, as Santa said, "Belle, we must fly." They heard the church bell chime. Flying high across the moon, with Belgium now in sight, warm cocoa flowed and filled the air, the scent of pure delight. The chocolatier called out, "Hello!" Belle waved and said, "Yoo-hoo!" Santa spied the festive treat and screeched aloud, "Woo-hoo!" Pralines stacked in mountains high, with fudge and toffee squares, baskets full of festive sweets, and chocolate shaped like bears. The chocolatier had filled their mugs with cocoa sweet and hot. They tasted every festive treat, the time they quite forgot. Belle tugged at Santa's sleeve and said, "We must be on our way." Belle and Santa thanked their friend and scrambled to the sleigh. High in the sky, the duo flew. They knew which way to go. Heading south to Italy, they zoomed through storms of snow. Santa's nose was never wrong. Fresh bread now filled the air. Their faces squashed against the pane, which gave their friend a scare. The baker squeezed the flour tight, which puffed into a cloud. "Mamma mia, Santa Claus!" the baker screeched out loud. "Ciao, my friends!" the baker smiled and kissed them on the cheek. Santa blushed and said, "Hello," his bashful voice quite meek. Sweet bread made with chocolate drops and baked this very night made buttons fly from Santa's suit when taking just one bite. Laden with so many gifts, they thanked the baker too, flying high to Grandma's house, so careful they now flew. Along the way, more gifts were pledged from countries far and wide. Belle balanced on a bulging sleigh. "Be careful!" Santa cried. Snow came down on Christmas Eve like magic through the air. At Grandma's house, they tiptoed in and dressed her house once bare. To their surprise, the door then creaked. They dived behind the tree as Grandma's sweetest voice was heard. "Oh my, all this for me?" As Grandma's heart filled up with joy, she heard her grandchild say, "Thank you, Belle and Santa Claus, for saving Grandma's day." Grandma smiled at all the gifts and hugged her grandchild tight. "My greatest gift is time with you," she whispered to the night. Belle and Santa had to leave, their hearts full as they flew. For Grandma's day was saved. A selfless wish came true. Always believe in the magic of Christmas. What a beautiful and magical Christmas story that was. And it most certainly was, bursting with kindness and generosity. Belle the elf and Santa, the ELF B.I, flew around the world, visiting every country that had pledged gifts just for Grandma. And did Grandma have a wonderful and magical Christmas? Yes, she did. She did get a Christmas tree and lots of gifts. But most importantly, Grandma had the gift of her family. They were all around her. That is what makes Christmas so special and magical, our family. I hope you've enjoyed this Shed Time story, and if you want to, you can like, share, follow and subscribe to Shed Time Stories. Then you'll be ready for the next book we can share together. Bye-bye.